I have many more questions, but I will not ask them. To go to your question. So let's start right here in the second row. There is a mic.
Please identify yourself if you don't
Yes.
mind, okay?
Thank you for reminding me of that.
Yeah, I want to begin by...
Could you identify yourself?
My name is Banal Chivirige. I want to applaud...
Banal.
Banal Chivirige. I want to begin by applauding the former Prime Minister for being a peace activist. I really agree with you. We all need peace. And peace is a great notion that we all cherish. But I strongly believe that in our cherishing for peace and desiring to have peace, we must not lose who we are. On the question of Israel and Palestine, I see a situation where you seem to be saying, like, Israel, if it means Israel losing who Israel is, they should do it for the sake of peace. And to me, that, for instance, specifically on the question of Jerusalem, from all sources, archaeological sources, and even present history, the question of Jerusalem not being the capital, purportedly, as today we all know, because many people are saying Jerusalem is not the capital of Israel. I think this is something that is very fundamental, that Israel must not seem to be losing out its heart simply because we are trying to say, oh, let us reach out to our brothers, the Palestinians.
Thank you very much.
Then question number two.
Only one, because we were, but thank you very much, Ehud.
Well, briefly, as you heard, I think that Jerusalem is and will always be the capital of the Jewish people. There is no question about it. It's obvious. I've never had any other idea, nor will I have in the future. Jerusalem is the capital of the Jewish people. The question is whether what is now defined as the city limit of Jerusalem is necessarily, all of it, is the part of Jerusalem which is of importance and of significance historically and in the future for the Jewish people. And that is about which I have a different opinion from some of my friends who say different things and think different things from what they say. Because when I ask everyone, tell me, do you really think that Jabal Muqaba has been the site for which Jews were praying for 2,000 years when they talked about returning back to Jerusalem? They all smile if they don't laugh. I ask if Shofat is the place that we all prayed for all our lives when we talked about returning to Zion, and they all laugh. So why is it important to have Israeli sovereignty over those neighborhoods which are fully inhabited only by Palestinians, which are not part of the historic part of Jerusalem? Why do they need to be part of the state of Israel if this is the barrier between peace and war forever? And I'm saying it as a former mayor of Jerusalem. I was 10 years mayor of Jerusalem, and Aaron was at that time the head of Seeds for Peace, which was located in the east side of Jerusalem, and he visited there every week, and he maybe lived in Israel for a long time, and he knows that I was a very tough fighter for what they call the United City of Jerusalem. And I reached a conclusion, to be true to myself only, that there are many parts of the city of Jerusalem which are not equal to other parts. And all these parts which are not equal in terms of the quality of life, in terms of the rights of the people, in terms of the daily living of these people, are the parts where Palestinians live. And I said probably the slogan of a united city is incompatible with the reality that we can create on ground. And this is not something that we can ignore for a long time. Therefore, I reached the conclusion that we have to keep the part of Jerusalem which is essential for us, and this is the capital, and then it will be recognized by the entire international community. My dear friends, let's not forget it. We said Bill Clinton was a great friend of Israel. George Bush was a great friend of Israel. Obama is a great friend of Israel. Did any of them ever recognize Jerusalem to be the capital of the state of Israel? West Jerusalem, not East Jerusalem. That part which was part of the state of Israel prior to 67. Did they ever recognize it as the capital of the state of Israel as they promised before elections, all of them? No. So I want to be practical. I want to come to the point where we can solve issues rather than continue arguing about it forever without solving the problems, and thus maybe creating a reality in which it will be impossible to make a solution that will maintain the democratic nature of the state of Israel and the Jewish nature of the state of Israel, which for me is essential, because my parents came from China in 1933 to live in the state of Israel as a Jewish and democratic state, and I don't want now that I will inherit to my grandchildren something which is entirely different. So, you know, in life you sometimes have to make compromises. And the compromises is that there are parts of Jerusalem will be part of the Palestinian capital, the Jewish parts of Jerusalem, including those parts which were built after the 67 war, will be part of the state of Israel, the sovereignty of Israel, and will be the capital of the state of Israel. And the holy sites will be administered by 5 nations. As I said, America, Israel, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, and the Palestinians. This will allow a freedom of religion, open access to everyone, and it will maintain and it will protect the nature of these holy places for all people that cherish them, Jews, Christians, and Muslims. This is my plan.